what I'm going to do today, I'm just going to offer you some insight into, I've been fortunate to have a lot of success, okay, but I'll tell you the truth straight away. I wasn't that good a player when I was younger. When I was about 16 years old and everybody else got signed up professional, they missed me, okay. Then I got signed as a 19-year-old after a 13-week trial, so I'm not blessed with a lot of natural talent within rugby league. There's some other reasons why I became really successful in rugby league, but also I've used those reasons to be successful academically as well, and I'm going to try show the comparisons today, and hopefully you'll get a little bit out of it as well, and maybe inspire yourself to go above and beyond what you think you can do. So my story is called No White Flag. That's the name of my autobiography. I've got a reputation for not giving in no matter what, and that's the reason for that. But I'm going to talk about 3 core values really which have helped me along the way. They are having a good attitude. I'm going to talk through that and what does that mean to me. I'm going to talk about going the extra mile, about how I made a leap from being an ordinary player to an extraordinary one who captained his country for 8 years. And then finally, I'm going to talk about belief, about how you need self-belief, and I'm going to tell you a really embarrassing story that happened to me when I was 18 years old. But I learned a very valuable lesson about belief, and then it helped me out in the toughest and most proudest moment of my career when the pressure was on. It allowed me to be successful because I managed to believe in myself. And then finally, okay, I'm going to read you a poem. I thought I'd go quiet then. I'm going to read you a poem, okay, and it's on the inside of my locker door at the Leeds Rhinos, and it helps me out. I'm 37 years old now, and it's tough staying at the top of my profession now, but it also helps me out in my academic studies, and it might help you too. I'll read that poem, but first of all, I'll talk about having a good attitude. So what does a good attitude boil down to? For me, it boils down to this. We spend a lot of time as rugby league players getting fit, okay? We get told to run to this corner and back, so we have to run 20 metres and back, 40 metres and back, 80 metres and back, and the fitness trainer always tells us when we're doing fitness to run as hard as you possibly can, okay? And the toughest distance I reckon we can run and give 100% is 400 metres. I think once you go past 400 metres, you're going to have to pace yourself a little bit. So when I hear the conditioner say, sprint 400 metres as hard as you can, I go out and sprint 400 metres as hard as I possibly can, the full distance. But you won't believe, right, what the players I play alongside, they must hear something different, okay? Because the players I play alongside sprint 390 metres and cruise in the last 10 metres. Or some players will sprint 396 metres and cruise in the last 4 metres. Now for me, that's not having a good attitude, that's not giving 100%. And it's allowed me to get ahead of other people, because you won't believe, right, the amount of people I beat, okay, in the last 10 metres, or even the last 4 metres of 400 metre drill, right, when they're pulling up short, I've gone past 3 and 4 players, I beat them past the post. And that's what a good attitude is for me. It's about giving 100% no matter what you do, not giving 99% or 99.9%, giving 100%, finding that last 4 metres. Now, I applied this to my academic work because, you know, when you've finished an assignment or an essay and you think it's done, but you know there could be a little bit more left in it. So I'd leave it for 2-3 days and I'd come back and try squeeze those few extra marks out of it, find that last 4 metres in my academic work. And it's allowed my academic work to go far beyond what I thought I would be able to achieve, and giving 100% to that. So anybody can apply that to anything, can't you? Giving 100%, finding the last 4 metres. And I've got some other stats just to show you from other professions. So giving 100%, if 90.9% was good enough, then that photo's definitely out of date now, isn't it? Need a new one there. And the final one. So good attitude, simple. It's about giving 100% whatever you do. It's worked for me in my career and in my academic work as well. So now I want to talk about the extra mile, going the extra mile, or finding your extra mile. I'm going to tell you my extra mile, okay? I reckon, right, most people, most rugby league players, most people in jobs, most students, right, are just happy being doing what they've been told to do. No more, no less, right? Now I reckon to make a leap from being ordinary to extraordinary, you've got to find your own extra mile, okay? I'm going to tell you about mine, and I'm going to show you a saying which backs this up. Okay, so I made my Super League debut in 1999, all right? And then in 2000, I was a regular first team player for the Bradford Bulls, but I was an ordinary Super League player, all right? Say there's 500 players in Super League, I'd have been around 250, 300. I was a pretty ordinary player. But I was doing everything the coaches asked me to do. I was working as hard as I possibly could for the coach, you know, applying the good attitude, but I was still stuck at that level. I thought to myself, what can I do? You know, I want to get right to the top of my profession. What can I do? I'm not blessed with a lot of natural talent. So where can I get ahead of everybody else? So I realised there was two things I thought which were in my control above and beyond everybody else, was my fitness and my mental toughness. So I decided to make these as strong as possible. So what I decided to do was this. This is an image of me. I decided one Christmas Day morning, 2000, to go out for a 5-mile run. Okay, I went out for this 5-mile run because I thought every other Super League player, right, it's going to be at home, opening Christmas presents. And I'm out here slogging out on this run, trying to be fitter than any other player in my position. And this 5-mile run became my extra mile then. So then what I do, I go out in January and February when we're in pre-season, and I go for this same 5-mile run. Okay, because I go just in shorts and t-shirts to get up, you know, not bothered about the cold, not bothered how far it was, to get mentally tougher and fitter than any other player in my position. So anyway, I kept doing that. I ended up playing for Great Britain. I ended up captaining Great Britain, and I'm now known as one of the fittest and most mentally strongest players who've played the game. So that became my extra mile. I went from elite, from being an ordinary Super League player to an extraordinary one. But there's another saying that backs this up a little bit for me. It's very little traffic on the extra mile. Because you know what, right? I probably played against 2,000 or 3,000 other Super League players in my career, quite a lot. And I've never met one, right? Not one who runs every Christmas Day morning, that will go out and run when he sees it snowing. I've just not met one. In my profession, I've become the very little traffic on the extra mile. So what I ask of you is to go running Christmas Day morning. Now, what I ask is find your extra mile in what you want to do. There's plenty of people now go to university. What are you going to do above and beyond everybody else? What are you going to do above and beyond everybody sat in this room? Are you going to become the very little traffic on the extra mile? I believe you need it to succeed nowadays. And it's helped me in my academic work, pushing myself as hard as I possibly can. For me, actually going out and getting on a master's course is my extra mile at this, because I could have quite easily got a job with my contacts and with my previous experiences, but I wanted to be better than anybody else, getting jobs in management, so I wanted to add the academic work to it. That became my extra mile academically. So, final part before the poem, belief. I'm going to talk about self-belief. I think self-belief is key for yourself at any moment in your life when you face an obstacle, when you've got to do a presentation, when you're going for a job interview, when you've left here, when you're pushing yourself. You need to believe in yourself. It's all right having people around you believe in you, but you've got to back yourself. So I learned a very valuable lesson involving an embarrassing story when I was 18 years old about self-belief and how you need it. Then I used that lesson again when I made my debut for Great Britain. That was my boyhood dream to do that. But my embarrassing story, I'll tell you this first, it revolves around a bus journey. All right, so I left school at 16, didn't get signed professionally, started working, and I kept playing for my local amateur club, Stanley. When I got to 18 years old, the Bradford Bulls scouts started to come down and watch me play. They came down for about 4 or 5 weeks. After about 4 or 5 weeks, they got in touch with the coaches, Stanley, the local club I played for, and said, "We've seen a lot in Jamie, but we want him to come up and train with the actual first team at the Bradford Bulls. We want to see how good he is, what he can do." So the coach relayed the message to my dad, relayed to me, and I said, "Yeah, you know, I'll have a go at this." I was in a dead-end job, not really enjoying myself, and it's a great opportunity. Go train with the first team, Bradford Bulls, chance to be a professional rugby league player. But I had a lot of doubt in myself because I didn't get signed up at 16. Never made any representation sides all the way through. Never made Leeds City or anything like that all the way through. Just played for Stanley. But anyway, I took the day off work and arranged to go train with the Bradford Bulls. So I caught the bus from where I live in Bramley. I'm just round the corner. That's where I was brought up. Caught the 508 bus up to Bradford. So it's about a 6-mile journey. And on the bus, on the way up, right, this is the embarrassing story. My bottle went on the bus. I was on the bus thinking, you know what, I'm not good enough to go train with these. I'm too nervous to go do it. I'm going to go train with people who play for Great Britain, play for New Zealand, play for Australia, and they're getting paid for this. And I'm just a lad who's got a part-time job and I don't even drive. I don't think I'm good enough to do this. So anyway, I get to Hudsall, right, and my bottle went, I didn't get off the bus. Didn't get off the bus to go train with them. So I stayed rooted on the bus till it terminated in Halifax, 5 miles down the road. So it's embarrassing to talk about it now, but hey. So I get off the bus in Halifax, And I'm thinking, what do I do? What do I do here? So I'll go and find a payphone. 20 years ago, not many mobile phones then. And I find a payphone, ring my dad. I said, Dad, you know, I'm not at the training session. I'm in Halifax. So he called me a few choice words. You'll all have heard him in the bars. And he said to me, you know, son, you've got a massive opportunity here. You've got a great opportunity to do something great. All right, I'm going to try get you another trial the following week. I'm going to lie, I'm going to make something up, right? But you've got to take this opportunity. So I said, yeah, Dad, you know, I didn't really believe in that. I said, please do that, take that opportunity up for me. Left the phone to him, went to the bus stop again to catch the bus on to Bramley. Got on the bus on the way back to Bramley, and I started thinking a lot like you do, sat on a bus, you know, time to yourself. And I thought, do you know what? I've got a really good challenge and obstacle in front of me that could just open my life up dramatically, right? I've got a lot of people who believe in me around me. I've got, obviously, my dad, the coaching guys at Stalling Rugby Club, the coaching staff, the Bradford Bulls, the scout of the Bradford Bulls, all believe in me, but the most important person who needs to believe is me. And I came up with this saying on the bus on the way home, right? It's time to get off the bus, right? I had to give myself a leap of faith. Do you know what? I had to take a leap of faith in my ability to believe in myself. So all week, right, I got the trial the following week, and all week I'm telling myself, time to get off the bus, time to get off the bus, believe in yourself, believe in yourself. You can go train with the first team squad. So the following week, right, I get on the bus, get up to Odsall. I'm nervous still, but because I'm reinforcing myself to believe in myself and take this obstacle on, right, I get off and go train with the Bradford Bulls. I'm nervous, it's not a great training session. 13 weeks later, they actually give me a contract. I have to trial them for 13 weeks. But I made that initial step in believing in myself. And that became a really valuable lesson for me that I then used, right, when I made my debut for Great Britain. I'm going to just talk through that and I'm going to show you a little clip from the game. So 5 years later, 1996, I was there, you know, struggling to get off the bus. 5 years later, 2001, I'm doing the extra mile, got the good attitude, and I get picked for Great Britain at the end of the year in October. It's my boiled dream was to play for Great Britain. When I was 8 years old, I used to watch Great Britain play. I never got the connection that you needed to play for a local club to play for Great Britain. I just wanted to play for Great Britain. So to get chosen to fulfil a boiled dream is just an amazing, amazing thing. And we go, you get picked in a 24-man squad. You go to the hotel, Worsley Marriott. That was going to be our camp for the next 6 weeks to play Australia. And on the Monday afternoon when we get there, David Waite, the coach, brought me into his office. He said, Jamie, you're going to start against Australia. You've had a great season all year. I want you to be starting your position against Australia. So I was absolutely over the moon. I was made up. I said, David shook his hand. I'll do you a great job and all that. I'll be fantastic. I left his office, right, and started walking through the long corridors in the Marriott Worsley back to my room. And on that walk, a transformation happened. Because I don't know if you know about Australia, but Australia, we've only beaten them about 6 times in 40 years. Think All Blacks, rugby union, they're that good, you know, way up here. And I'd spent all my boyhood growing up believing these were superheroes, and I were about to go play the best team in the world. And on the way back through the corridors, I became that little boy on the bus again. Because you know what, I thought to myself, it was only 5 years ago I was sat on a bus, I'm about to play the best team in the world, all right? 2 years ago I made my Super League debut. I've only played 40 games professionally. I'm going to play the best team in the world. I don't think I'm good enough for this level. So I got back into my hotel room, all worried, thinking what am I going to do, because I'm letting my teammates down. If I don't believe I can beat Australia, what's the point in me playing? I'm not contributing anything towards the team. So I sat there for a while and then I remembered this story. I thought, do you know what? It's just the same situation, exactly the same situation. I might not be in a bus, but it's the same situation. It's time for me to get off the bus again. If I'm going to be involved in a team that beats Australia against the odds as an underdog, I need to believe in myself, absolutely. So all week in training, right, I kidded myself again, took the leap of faith, made myself believe in myself, mentioned this word, time to get off the bus, time to get off the bus, time to get off the bus. So we get to the Saturday playing Australia. I'm going to show the first 2.5 minutes of the game now.
This is where you've got to get into the Australians' face and you've got to peel the skin back.
Radlinski takes the kick-off on the fall, flies the ball forward about 12 metres Plays the ball quickly to Mike Forshaw, playing at hooker today for the very first time in his career. A bit of a gamble, really, by Coach David Waite. Australia thundering into the challenge on Terry O'Connor, and leading the way, Jason Stevens. And here now is Barry McDermott. Barry McDermott, who has waited and waited for this opportunity, says in the Tri-Series, when last he played, he let himself down. He won't be hoping to let himself down today. Booming kick downfield from Andy Farrell, and Takiri has the ball in hand, first time for Australia. And Great Britain there in numbers, leading the way, Jamie Peacock. Also there was Paul Sculthorpe. Now it is with Jamie Lyon. Good tackling from Britain early, and it has to be.
It was a good kick and change there, and it was interesting to know that they are going to target Takiri. They obviously feel that he has a problem with the high kick. And that looks forward, and you can hear the crowd trying to convince Robert Connolly, the official out there. That's not a good shot.
Shots there, and a chance here, and Connolly has swooped on it, and Connolly dips the ball inside, and Peacock scores! Peacock scores for Great Britain! What a start for the Lions! Jamie Peacock with the try!
Well, I definitely got off the bus. We beat Australia that day. My try played a vital part of the game. We beat them by 1 try. We scored 3 to their 2. And I believe that the first step in me contributing towards an underdog win, a successful win against Australia, was believing in myself, taking that leap of faith to believe in myself. Now, what I ask when you go away from here is if you have a job interview or a presentation, or you're not quite sure of yourself because you're pushing yourself, remember my story, back yourself, get off the bus, believe in yourself. Now for me, academically, just signing up for the Masters was about trying to believe in myself. I left school at 16 and I wasn't sure whether I'd be up to this level, but I thought, do you know what, I'm going to get off the bus again, I'm going to sign up and get this done and give it my best shot. So finally now we're on to the poem. So the poem is on the inside of my locker door at Leeds Rhinos training ground, and do you know what? To live a lifestyle where you always have a good attitude, find that last 1%, always believe in yourself, listen to the right people, find the extra mile is a difficult lifestyle to lead. All right, not every morning do I feel up for doing all that, right? And we're getting to my age, 37, people want to knock me at my game, and also academically it's tough. Lisa's already mentioned I've got 1,000,001 things going on in my life. To try squeeze this in and get it done. There's plenty of times, right, that I don't feel like doing it. When I don't feel like doing it, I read this poem, and I'll read it to you now. The poem is called Don't Quit. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is queer with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns. Had many a failure turn about, when he might have won and he stuck it out. Don't give up, though the pace seems slow, you might succeed with another blow. Often the goal is nearer than it seems to a faint and faltering man. Often the struggler had given up when he might have captured the victor's cup. Had he learnt too late when the night slipped down how close he was to the golden crown. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tints of the clouds of doubt. And you never can tell how close you are, it may be near when it seems afar. So stick to the fight when you're hardest hit. It's when things seem worse that you mustn't quit. So that's my story, professionally and academically. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you get something out of it. Thank you.